All right, well, greetings and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Confrontation. Now, you read that word correctly, confrontation. Because, first of all, with the memes you're seeing here, you're reading this correctly. And, of course, forget most of the explanation parts. Today, of course, was a very, sombering day for myself and a best friend from high school. Apparently, of course, he had to make a pit stop to go to the latrine at UNM Hospital, and I failed to do my part to go with him because I knew nothing about the buddy system back then and never thought to use it. And, of course, we both ended up interrogated by a hospital security guard at UNM, so I'm making this video to confront him, as well as, of course, other people I know. As you might have read in the titles. Actually, it's more like them. Them refers to the security guard from 20 February 2010, my earthly father, and, of course, the security guard who beat my friend's friend down on 11 September 2013 at CNM main campus. Video, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be flying the Zero all over the Duke, and, of course, I'm just going to be intercepting these places to deliver the message, just like in Flynavy BKVR's video about the H-34 helicopter. In this video, we're going to show and tell these people that, yes, people are free to do as they please, as long as, of course, they for real are not hurting, injuring, and or killing anyone, which neither of us were doing. At least not as bad as most people would perceive, but these incidents were very bad. So now, let's head for the Zero. Okay, we're going to be doing our pre-flight checks here. First stop will be UNM Hospital. We're going to deliver a message to the security team saying that, look, just because someone has to make a pit stop at your hospital, it does not give you the right to, be interrogated to your people that, of course, come in. And, of course, look, as Middle Eastern and Hispanic looking as I am from time of recording, I'm like, to that guard, dude, I'm half Filipino. What makes you think I'm a threat? Look, I understand it was Saturday evening at that time. At least on 20 February 2010, that was. That I understand for sure, but I'm showing and telling that security guard from that time that you picked the wrong people to be interrogating. And when I get in the air, I'm showing you and telling you that it must stop immediately. And, of course, there's no stopping me now because, as you can see in this video, I'm doing a control surface check. Now, as for the other security guards who are working at UNM Hospital from 2015 and 2016, they were good to me because I was in Project Search, and I was good to them. So, they're not a bother to me as for right now. So here we are. We're in the Zero. We're going to get ready to go in a minute or two. Or maybe even now. All I need to do is start the engine and just get out there, go ahead and intercept. And just like Flynavy BKVR did about his helicopter in Suwano-Sajima, I'm going to show and tell that to UNM Hospital Security, CNM Security, Biopark, as well as, of course, in my neighborhood, saying that, look, these attacks on people's civil liberties must end. Just like when Flynavy BKVR said when he went to the Akagi with the helicopter, saying that the haunting must have an end. And same thing goes for UNM, CNM, Biopark, and, of course, the neighborhood I'm going to. The haunting must end as well. And not to mention that, yes, at the biopark, just because you come across some person who looks like me or whatever, I'm showing and telling their security as well that the haunting must end. Or to certain workers there anyway, saying that, look, as well the haunting must end. Just like Flynavy BKVR said to the Akagi's commanding officer at Suwanosejima. At least in that video anyway. But I'm at the Coronado Airport in Duke City. Right now I'm following the pathway to get to a good takeoff point. Now bearing in mind that I'm wearing a virtual reality headset, that's why everything's all over the place and why I'm all over the place. And of course, I had an Oculus Quest number 2, that is, from time of recording. As of right now, I'm following the blue arrows, and we're now heading for a certain end of the runway to get this thing in the air, with the first stop being UNM Hospital. Alright, and while we're at it, it's usually clear most of the time. Now, originally I was supposed to fly this flight in, of course, Flynavy BKVR's H-34 helicopter, but I went ahead and went for his Zero instead. Because, yeah, all my other aircraft have attitude with me. And a not very good one, of course. I like the Zero because, you know, it doesn't have such an attitude with me. At least not at time of recording, anyway. This video. Alright. Looks like we're going. So now, let's get those flaps down. And off we go. Fly now. Now, bearing in mind that there's going to be some jinxing along the way, because I just have to get these messages to UNM, CNM, Biopark, Glenwood Hills, and not to mention, you know, a flyby at Hoffmantown Church, as a way to thank them for teaching me well. Alright. So as of right now, I'm heading towards UNM Hospital, and at this point I'll transmit the message to UNM Hospital Security Team saying the same words that Flynavy BKVR said to the Akagi, at least the commanding officer who he was pretending was on board, which he claimed were ghosts from the previous war, from that time of recording in his video. Alright, UNM Hospital and your security team. Just because, you know, me and Brendan had to go to the latrine there at that time, or he did and I didn't, I'm sorry. I did not know the buddy system real well. Especially because you gave me tunnel vision during the interrogation. Shame on you. Shame on you. So as of now, I'm going to go to the hospital with the Zero, and I'm going to fly a few times to show and tell you these following phrases. Shame on you. At least it goes, correction, at least to that security guard at the very least. The one that gave me and Brendan trouble. And of course for some of the other ones, you know, who of course made the people you were questioning almost faint and feel very uncomfortable. This is also another way of saying to you, shame on you for doing that. However, if a security guard by the name of Hal from UNM Hospital is watching this video, you're forgiven. I mean, you were good with me, I was good with you. And of course, from the time being I recorded this video, I of course, you know, was in Project Search at that time when I met him. And also, in this video here, if Hal from UNM Hospital Security is watching this video, you're forgiven, you're off the hook. You did not do anything bad in my eyes. And if you did, of course I forgive you at all, because you seem like a nice guy. However, the security guard from 20 February 2010, at this point, guess what? If you had told me not to come back again unless I had a legit medical emergency, that held true in the spring of 2014 when I had pericarditis. And although I had to spend big throw in there, it was a piece of cake. As you might have seen right here, right now, I had just flown by UNM Hospital. And of course, a UNM main campus, let's add this to the mission too. For those people who are like Professor Radisson from God's Not Dead, I'm going to show and tell you this. Those evil spirits need to stop now, haunting the campuses as well as the hospital, as you can see here. Now, as for the UNM Hospital Security Team, please show and tell that you acknowledge the message. If you didn't understand it, we'll explain it to you a little better from here. Here's how it works. As for the security guard who questioned me and Brendan on 20 February 2010 at UNM Hospital, guess what? You interrogated 2 people unreasonably, one with cerebral palsy and one with autism, myself. Mild, that is. And in response to that, because I'm not sure how many others you have interrogated, we're flying over the hospital to show and tell you that you violated our rights to use the hospital as we see fit. Aha! We're here to confront you. And at UNM, the main campus here, for those people who want to be like Professor Radisson from God's Not Dead, you two are being confronted. And as you can see here, I chose the Zero as my aircraft of choice. And not to mention that I also attend Hoffmantown Church. And I'm pretending that this Zero I have here is jointly shared with Hoffmantown Church. It's part of a combined prototype, as you can see here. Alright, next stop, the zoo. Well, guess what? For people who have known me in the past before, or even now, there are things I like other than aircraft/airplanes. I love animals too. Now I'm flying the Zero overhead saying that, look, just because I'm obsessed with aerospace, I have every right to visit the animals. And these flybys are just for fun and entertainment. And yes, I love the Zero and its tenacity. Every other aircraft has attitude with me, as you might have heard from before. Okay, I'm almost done with the zoo. Next stop is CNM main campus. Aha! I'm definitely going to get to work on my message regarding CNM main campus. I know we'll be in the general area, but I'm just going to go ahead and give the messages now. As for the security guard who beat that friend of mine's friend down on 11 September 2013, you are definitely one of them who takes the cake of all these violations of our rights. Even though that student was on a skateboard and late to class, you should have just, followed the student to class and just had given his professor the ticket to give to the student. You should not have beaten that student. And of course, also from time of recording this video, that friend who was of that friend told me this. Then the real police came to deal with the CNM security guard saying, you gotta let him go. And that's right, you do gotta let him go. And look what I have here, my favorite airplane, the Zero. Oh, on that too. I'm gonna go ahead and, of course, demand that all security, whoever, get better education and better training, especially for people with, of course, special needs and not special needs. I mean, I understand you have a job to do. I understand that you're protected. And of course, I understand that you're protecting the campus and the hospital. And I understand that, of course, you're entrusted to these things. And I understand that you haven't done much, which to me is alright, I understand that you're trying to do your job, but you've taken things too far. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and work my way to the neighborhood. At least where I live. Alright, I'm going to buzz UNM Hospital one more time, as well as CNM main campus. Correction, UNM main campus. You get it? These hauntings need to stop immediately. Alright, and while we're at it, we're gonna go to the neighborhood, and as of now, let's do a fly over the dog pound on Lomas. She'll be around here somewhere. That's one thing I like about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is that it's not as perfect as real life, but, you know, at least the scenery is accurate in a town I know real well. For example, no big tall building in, what's that place? Oh yeah, the Sandia Mountains, and of course the beginning of the Manzano Mountains. Alright. Flying over this. Wow. So y'all are impressed about that. Alright. Alright. Now let's go to Glenwood Hills. Last but not least, confront my earthly father. Which I honestly have not seen very much from 2021 to 2023, because the problem with him is that he is overly controlling, obsessed with throwing away, in fact, a lot of which, important medical documents. Shame on him for that. And I'm showing and telling you right now that you're going the exact opposite of how you raised me from when I was a child. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. So right now, while we're at it, from how you previously raised me, because, you know, he wants everyone to do in his house, I'm not interested. I'd rather, of course, you know, just be non-religious, and what do you know? Since he's going the exact opposite of how he raised me from when I was a child, here we are. I told you I have zeros. It's payback time. It's confrontation time. But look what we have here. Especially because you do not allow civil liberties in your home how we want them. Especially because you mess with my pay. We say bad things about our friends, family, and acquaintances and tell them to leave. When we're over 18, guess what? We're here. Shame on you. Now, of course, part of my bedtime reminder, because my iDevices have such features. We're going to make a pass over high desert. To show and tell people who once lived there, you know, the same things, like, especially the one troubled student, you know, who lived in high desert. We're also going to show and tell him, shame on him for certain things he's done. Alright. Because of any all this everything going on in our family, passing by my home, shame on you, Dad. I'm kind of recording. Shame on you. And now, of course, we're gonna go fly over El Dorado, Eisenhower, S.Y. Jackson, and vice versa. As far as El Dorado goes, the only thing really I'm gonna shame on them for is this: taking a classmate of mine pepper spray. Yes. For taking a girl who's named Mandy, for taking her pepper spray. We're gonna go ahead and confront El Dorado at this point. So let me do one more pass in Glenwood Hills. This should be a mic drop moment. With everything I said. Now, of course, we're making our way to El Dorado. At this point, I asked to give the message so I can get Mandy her pepper spray back to her if it's available. Did anyone get it? Is Mandy's pepper spray okay to take back? Alright. We're going to fly over Georgia O'Keeffe Elementary School and Eisenhower Middle School. It's here. What should I confront these two schools over? Eisenhower? Oh, whatever. Goes on in middle school. Whatever's worth shaming about, I guess. Whatever bad things are worth shaming about, I guess. And Hubert Humphrey here? I wonder. And now, we're going to fly by Hoffmantown Church. They're the ones who gave me the sources to shame the following people. Especially my father, who once taught me there. Correctly, who once took me there as a child up until my mid to late 20s. That's where shame on him came from, is because he's of course against their teachings now, and he's going the exact opposite. But I'm just showing him and telling him, shame on him for that, and we're not going to follow much of what you want us to do. By the way, thank you, Civil Air Patrol. And, of course, at this point, we're going to come back to Coronado Airport. And I'll transition into one more thing while I'm at it. Okay, bottom line in this video is this. The bottom line in this video is this. Hence the word confrontations. I've confronted UNM Hospital Security Team, CNM Campus Security Team, people who are like Professor Radisson from God's Not Dead, my earthly father, for, of course, attacking our civil liberties. For example, when the security guard, of course, questioned me and, of course, that friend of mine, you know, he told a white lie just to try and get out. I didn't know that white lie could escalate a lot of things. Also, that friend who was beaten by security at CNM, that should not have happened. That is definitely a violation of rights. Also, for the rest of you who are pointing fingers at me saying that you only like aerospace and you don't deserve to visit the Rio Grande Zoo. Not that it's ever happened just yet, but it better not. I'm showing and telling you that yes, I love animals too, and I care about them. This is why I fly overhead. Now, bearing in mind, at the Rio Grande Zoo, most of these animals are rescues. So the best way I could take a look at them is from the air. So I could see their tops as well. And, of course, as for my earthly father, since, of course, you want everyone to Jew in the house because you are, of course, going back to the family tradition, I don't care about the Saul Benjamin. He's dead for centuries. I'm more interested in my flight simulator game. Shame on you. Of all these people I mentioned in this video, shame on you! Alright, so that's all I have for the motion picture. Now enjoy a slideshow. Alright, here we are getting ready. And even more so, control surface check. First stop, UNM Hospital. Even more so. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Above all, the worst problem I have with my earthly father from time of recording is that he's controlling our lives. And, of course, at this phase in and of my life, he did the crime. He does the time. Like, Danny Tanner says, things I want happening to him are correction, rehab, therapy, memory care, you name the rest. Because he commits the crime, he does the time. And he's definitely worthy of that. Yeah, my earthly father is definitely worthy of doing time for his crimes. All right, and here we are now. Same goes for UNM Hospital Security, as well as people who want to be like Professor Addison from God's Not Dead. Or whoever else. You do the crime, you do the time. So just like Flynavy BKVR's video about going to the Akagi to deliver that message, this is what this video is fictionalized off of, even more so. Alright. And UNM Hospital better be a better place after I make this video. Now, of course, in this video, this is a response, to my civil liberties being attacked. Of course, from time of recording, I am an American, all right? And I believe I have every right to express as I see fit. As you can see here. I never knew the videos could come out like this, but I felt like making it. All right. Let's see what else we have here. We're around CNM main campus. And whatever you saw earlier in the slideshow of me flying over the Lobo Stadium, I was, of course, delivering messages. Oh, wow. Even to UNM Hospital as well. Some spectacular shots as opposed to Flight Simulator X, right? Flying past the dog pound for our furry friends. Making our way to Glenwood Hills. And while I'm at it, shaming my earthly father because of how he's acting in this case. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love him, but, he should undergo correction, therapy, memory care, and rehab. I'd rather he undergo those, especially in the words of Danny Tanner. You do the crime, you do the time. All right. Here we are. Even more so going into Glenwood Hills. And now let's make our way even more so into Glenwood Hills and into High Desert. Yep, trying to get over some hills here. Ooh, a canyon. All right, here we are over High Desert. Trying to confront some other naughty boy. Here I am confronting my father again. As you can see here. And by the way, about my father from time being of recording this video, I don't think he could hack parenting or husbandry. In fact, one thing that has happened to him is, of course, he should be almost single, but not completely. Because of how he's acting right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love the guy, but from the way I see it, for being too controlling and verbally assaulting, he can't handle a family right now. And with that slide you saw of me flying over El Dorado, that's the show and tell. Give Mandy her pepper spray back. And, of course, me flying over George O'Keefe and Eisenhower. How dare you bully somebody who I like with special needs, as well as other people with special needs, too. And by the way, Hoffmantown Church, as you can see here, thank you for the teachings you've given me for the first 30 years of my life. now we're flying over my squadron headquarters for Civil Air Patrol, landing at Coronado Airport, and the landing wasn't perfect, but at least I had the airport all to myself. And now the angling's off, but I'll make it. Yep, we're here now. Golly, I didn't even get out of the plane. Otherwise, now you're talking, that's our show. If you like, please like and subscribe. Just comment and request and or send me messages as you see fit. But of course, be respectful, please. Thank you for watching. Have an excellent day.